Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you my favourite indie perfumes. So fragrances from independent perfume houses that don't mass market or mass produce their fragrances. They generally make their perfumes in small batches. So with that you get much more creative concepts, and I believe that you can also get better ingredients and more different ingredients, and definitely get different smells to what you would notice in your usual department stores, etc. So let's have a look at my favourites from my collection. So the one that I've owned the longest, I think, is this one. So this is a Luma pour Elle. It's the first one from Andy Tower's line of perfumes, so Tower Perfumes. He is the perfumer, and this stuff is a nuclear strong. The juice is rich, yellowy red. You can actually probably see there's some that's come out on the sprayer. It is really strong. It's marketed as eau de parfum, but it is in fact more of an extract strength. Rich, spicy, incensey, sweet. There's jasmine. The opening is pretty beautiful, but it's the dry down that gets ridiculously good and sexy. You get a lot of sticky labdanum in the dry down. It's beautiful. It is definitely coming off as quite feminine because there's quite a lot of floral. There's jasmine and rose, but I think a man can carry it off. It's very rich, kind of feels a bit Middle Eastern. It's beautiful. The longevity is crazy good, and the projection is crazy good. I think Sweetie's joining us. So Sweetie, bless her, is not well. Come on, Sweetie, let's have a look. She's got a bit skinny. She's been to the groomers, so she looks more skinny because she's lost quite a lot of hair. She had a bit of excess hair, but she's really skinny. She's had problems with her mouth, and we're just waiting to find out exactly what the issue is. So poor little Sweetie. Say hi to everybody, darling. She's generally okay. She's in fairly good spirits, but she's just thrown her dinner up, which wasn't very nice, so I'm a bit worried about her, completely honest with you. So sorry. I thought I'd share that with you. Poor little sweetie. So that's Le Maroc pour Elle from Andy Tower. I love it, and it's been in my collection now for a few years. Doesn't get loads of wear-ins because it is so rich and so strong that it doesn't always feel that appropriate for sort of everyday circumstances. It's definitely my night out and special occasion kind of fragrance. Next up, another one that I've had for a couple of years now. This is my second bottle, Tobacco Rose from Papillon Perfumery. The perfumer is Liz Moores. She's probably the most fabulous person you'll ever see. She's glamorous, but very earth mother at the same time, and quite petite. If you grab hold of her, she's really small. I met her once at Les Senteurs in London, and she was tiny, but she had on the craziest high heels you'll ever see. Anyway, she's fabulous, and she creates fabulous fragrances. She spends years just to make one fragrance. She really is a perfectionist, and Tobacco Rose does not disappoint. It's the most masculine of my general collection, apart from the actual masculine fragrances. So despite the name Rose in the title makes you maybe think that it's going to be quite girly, this is not girly. This is Rose with cojones. What do you think, Sweetie? She's over here. She's having a sniff. You can't see it though, sorry about that. She sniffed a bit. She'd rather it was chocolate, wouldn't you, darling? Anyway, you definitely do get the rose, and you also get deep, dark, resinous kind of spices. It's very ambery. It is really sexy. It's in the same category for me as the Tower, in that it's very much a strong fragrance that I would pick for a special occasion or a night out. Again, it feels a bit too strong for me to wear to work. I mean, not that I really, you know, worry about stuff like that, and I will on the odd occasion wear it during the day or at work or something, but it feels a bit special, and so I tend to pick it for a night out here and there. But it is beautiful, amazing strength, amazing performance, projection, and the longevity is out of this world. 12 hours, easy. So, yeah, we love Tobacco Rose, don't we, darling? Do you want to be on the camera one more time? Eee. Sorry, bit of a cat fest today. Next up, so what have we got next? Okay, I've had this one about a year or so-ish, 30ml, and it is, it says it's an eau de cologne, but it's not. It's definitely eau de parfum, if not stronger. Again, a very strong fragrance, Nectar des Îles, and it's from Voyage Perfumes, which is run by and owned by Shelley Waddington in California. However, the perfumer is Juan Perez. He has his own perfume house now. I can't always remember the name of it. Something about island, tropical island perfumery or something similar to that. I should have looked it up. Maybe I'll even write the word there. Maybe. Anyway, this is very much a beachy, tropical, frangipani, warm sand, slightly resinous, sexy fragrance. I absolutely love it. I don't wear it a lot, again, just because it's so strong. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so strong. I don't always wear it. I did wear it a couple of weeks ago to work, and I was just in the door, and then the girl who was over there, quite away from me, said, "Wow, you're wearing something really tropical and sunny." So she liked it, and yeah, it was Nectar des Îles, because it is a really beautiful holiday kind of fragrance. Next up then, so this is from Zoologist. I mentioned them earlier. The creative director Victor Wong, and I can't remember the name of the perfumer for this one. I think he's a Japanese chap, and I think this was his debut fragrance. I could be wrong because sometimes I get mixed up. So this is Nightingale. Look at the colour of the fragrance, and this is so vintage retro glamour. It is beautiful. It's plum blossom, and there's resins. There is a touch of oud in there, but I really don't think I notice it. I've never ever smelt it and thought it smelled oudy. It just has this slightly, ever so slightly, maybe slightly dirty undertone, but it's very subdued. It's a very musky and powdery, feminine, glamorous fragrance for special occasions, in my humble opinion. I love it. So let's do one more. No, we've got two more, and sort of an honourable mention. So this is Suntan Glam from SP Parfums. Sven Priscolet, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, is the perfumer for this one. This is the sexiest beach fragrance that I have ever smelt. It's one that I imagined, I used to sort of, if I thought about having a fragrance made for me, if I was going to get a bespoke fragrance made, this would be pretty much the brief that I would have given. It is sort of smoky, you get benzoin in the opening, quite smoky, but a really creamy floral. It's got a dirty monoil accord, which, if you know what monoil oil is, it's where they use coconut oil and they steep the flowers of the frangipane blossoms in it, so you get like a slightly coconutty, creamy floral. So it's that, but it's not the clean white floral fragrance that you would get if you think about beautiful suntan lotions. There's this dirtiness and this earthiness that really grounds it, and it just brings it down to earth. It's super sexy, and it's also got this really vintage feel. So it's kind of like it does take you back maybe to an era that you can only imagine. Oh, it's beautiful. I absolutely love this. It's possibly, I think it's probably, I'm not sure if I can say it's my favourite fragrance in my whole collection, but it's right up there in the top 3. So, I mean, that's saying something. If you can get your nose on it, do so. If you love a beachy fragrance and you're looking for something a bit different. This is extract strength, and the performance again is out of this world. I love it. So I've got one more here, which is 4,160 Tuesdays, and this one is called Rome 1963. Got a nice big 100ml bottle there. This is tobacco, tuberose, chocolate, white florals, vintage musks. It is really, really good. I love it. There's definitely a white floral thing going on here actually. There's 3 here with white florals in. Anyway, Rome 63. I've spoken about it in quite a few videos in the past, and I still love it just as much as I did. Let me spray some on here. Again, the performance is outstanding. It is good performance for an eau de parfum. It's probably not as strong as the tobacco rose or the anti-tower one, but it's almost. And that's what you get when you generally when you buy something from an indie perfume house. They tend to make their fragrances very strong, very concentrated. I don't know why that is. I don't know if I missed the card. I think I missed the card. Yeah, it's better. It's kind of woodsy, and there's a fresh kind of almost a fizziness coming off of it. It's kind of lemony, as well as being white floral and tobacco and resinous. Oh, anyway, Rome 63 is awesome. Smell it if you can. So I've got an honourable mention for you. The reason it's honourable, I don't generally do honourable mentions, but the reason this one's included is because I love the way it smells on Mr. Smelly. So Mr. Smelly has a lot of different fragrances, and he's always testing out new stuff around me. But one that he wears quite a lot because he wants to wear it, not because he's testing it out for the next video. I mean, he has definitely done quite a few videos on this house, but he actually chooses to wear this one a lot, and I really, really like it on him as well. And that is Pineapple Vintage. So the one I've got here is the intense version. I also really love the original one. The Noir maybe not quite so much, just because I really enjoy the extra pineapple that you get in here. So I sprayed this into this card just a moment ago. It's so good. It's got that tart pineapple. You know when you eat pineapple and it actually hurts inside your mouth? When you smell that, it reminds me of the pain that pineapple can bring if you overindulge. Which is kind of strange, but it's good because it makes it smell genuine. It makes it smell like actual proper pineapple. But what I love about what Parfums Vintage have done is they've kept the fruitiness all the way through the length of the fragrance. So when you smell Aventus on someone, someone was wearing it around me just the other day actually, what happens is in the dry down you've lost that fruitiness, and you kind of just get that salty ambergris. Creed, you know, Creed's well known for their ambergris dry down. And that was all I was really smelling from this person. It was just a lot of the saltiness, but not so much of the fruitiness. But with this, when Dan's wearing this, it smells fruity the whole time he's wearing it. And I think that's awesome. So actually, a kind of a different one for me to be talking about, but I think it's really, really good. I know some people have knocked it because it's a bit more expensive than the other clones available, but I think if you can just see it in a different way, it's not a clone, because it's actually not that close to Aventus, although it's definitely inspired by Aventus. But in my humble opinion, it is better than Aventus, and it's cheaper, and the bottles are pretty cool as well. So sorry I haven't got a bottle, but Dan's not here. Dan always has bottles of this on him, and Dan always smells good because he's Mr. Smelly, isn't he? So there you go. Anyway, that's it. That's my favourite indie perfumes from my collection. I've obviously not smelt anything like what's available. Like there are tons and tons and tons. I would suggest go explore, get samples, do it. I love indie houses, and that's it from me. Thanks for watching. See you later.